Oh my god. Is that a stereo from the 80s? This is a Sony SDR DE605, a stereo from the 1980s or so. This is a pretty old Sony stereo, and it's pretty much very old. As I said, it's from the 80s or 90s at least. But the main focus of this video is to tell you how you can convert a stereo from the 90s from a standard analog stereo to a Bluetooth stereo. It's gonna work. It's gonna work. I'll show you. And it's very simple to do so. You can just convert any 90s, 80s, or any type of stereo without Bluetooth connectivity, and you can convert it to have Bluetooth connectivity. And all you need is this very simple device or something familiar. The setup is fairly simple. All you need is this. This is a Bluetooth adapter. It lets you connect devices via Bluetooth to this adapter thing, and you'll be able to play music. It will basically send out audio with this thing. You can just plug this auxiliary input to any speaker you want that doesn't have Bluetooth, and you just plug it in, and it will play music. It will make basically, if you plug this into any speaker, it will turn that speaker into a Bluetooth speaker. Now, our focus is to turn this 90s stereo to a Bluetooth stereo. So we're going to need this adapter. This adapter is mainly used in cars because it has a magnet back here and you can just put it on your dashboard or something. It's mainly used in cars, but of course, you can use it anywhere you like. Since we're connecting to a 90s stereo, you will require this. This is a basic auxiliary converter, and it splits the audio to the left and right channels. This piece is very important because the stereo takes inputs like these only. So any audio input are through the left and right analog audio channels input. Usually these type of car adapters, maybe some of them are run by batteries, maybe not, but obviously you'll need to power it somehow. So you will require to have a USB power source, and that can be anything, any USB with a power source. Today we're going to demonstrate it with a power brick, this charger. You can just put the USB in here. And now I will show you how to plug it in. So first you'll need to plug in this splitter. And by doing that, you turn your stereo to the back or so. And then you will need to locate the place to plug these things in. Now obviously the white goes to white and red goes to red. But you need to make sure you remember where you're connecting it to. So for this demonstration, we're going to connect it to the video 1. Now why video 1? Because for me in this stereo is a bit wonky and broken, and of course some of these ports are kind of act differently. So that's why video 1, we're connecting this one to video 1. You can connect it to anywhere else in the stereo as long as it says audio in or something in, then you just connect it. So video 1, you connect the red to red and the white to white. It doesn't have to be video 1, just so you know. Actually, there's actually an input that says CD, and that would usually be for like devices that only play music, and they would usually have it in, and you can just plug it in like this to CD. So we got the stereo, we've got the wired in our preferred wiring pattern, and the next thing we need to do is to take the Bluetooth adapter and connect the auxiliary cable from the Bluetooth adapter to the auxiliary input. Basically just do this, and it's pretty easy. Next thing you want is to take the Bluetooth adapter, turn back your stereo, take your Bluetooth adapter, and just snap it on the stereo. Or you can put it anywhere. So it depends on your Bluetooth adapter, if it has a magnet or not. I put it here on the stereo. Doesn't affect it much, really. Doesn't affect the operation. Not that much, but it varies. It depends on where you want to put it, and it's up to you to put where you want to put the thing. Now, I kind of forgot one important part. It's not really forgotten. I was about to do this, but this next step, it depends on you of how you want to power the stereo. Obviously, you're going to power it by USB. It uses USB power. This one especially uses USB power, and you can plug it into a USB port that has power. But I'm going to show you an example of one of the million ways you can power the adapter. So my stereo is from the 90s, and it includes features that is not found in normal stereos that you find today. It has an AC outlet. Now be careful. It has 120 volts going through these things. A lot of stereos would have them, a lot of don't, but mine has an AC outlet on the back of the stereo. It has two. You just basically, this is one of the million ways you can power the Bluetooth adapter. So this is the USB from the Bluetooth adapter, and this is just a random power brick or power thing. Just plug in the USB and take the power and just plug it into the AC outlet. And after that, the power should power on the Bluetooth adapter. And of course, we did it. We've connected the Bluetooth adapter. So now you can use any device that has Bluetooth to connect to your wonderful Bluetooth adapter that you stuck onto your wonderful 90s stereo. And the remaining thing to do is to take the stereo and select the input that you plugged in the Bluetooth adapter to. You saw that I plugged it into video 1, so you have to select it to video 1. If you plugged it into CD, then you select it with CD, but it depends on your stereo, on what you press and where you plug into. These are just basic. I plugged it into video 1, so I select video 1. Now you have everything set up with your wonderful stereo, and my device is connected to the Bluetooth adapter. All you have to do is press play. And congrats, you did it. Your stereo is now Bluetooth. Can you hear that? That is my speaker that's connected to the stereo. From that laptop to this Bluetooth adapter to the stereo and to this speaker, you did it. You finally made your 90 stereo with Bluetooth.